Danny La Rue came home to a lot of cousins, the most important of them being the city's Lord Mayor John Dennehy, first cousin of the star, who's in his 34th theatrical year. Dan Carroll left Cork at a very young age, but his huge success has not changed his love for Leeside, where he was fated on returning as an international celebrity. The star had been back in Cork a number of times on private visits in the past few years, but despite all the fame he's achieved, he never came back to perform in his dress for the people of Cork. His cheeky show came to Leeside only via TV.
Well, it's always the way that when you have roots, you feel it's actually not wanting to let them down. And, I've had such wonderful letters from home, from people. I do the odd television, especially in the latter months when I did, for instance, This Is Your Life. I received a huge fan mail from Ireland. Wonderful, encouraging and lovely. And you get so used to touring and doing all the usual shtick, as we call it. And I felt as if, I thought, I hope they'll like me.
That was important too for Cork Opera House, which had to make a commercial success of the show. With 2 shows for 6 nights, there were a lot of seats to fill. But the Opera House did well, hitting record takings in excess of £50,000, a total sellout of the main evening show before the first performance, and only a few seats left at the early one. The Opera House has never done so well. The question was whether Cork audiences would accept the naughty, cheeky show that Danny La Rue performs. He decided against using any abridged version. His show wouldn't change for Cork. And after the variety of spectacular costumes, the audience on first night was wild in its applause.
Well, how does anybody feel? You see, one feels, is it because I'm from Cork? I hope it's because we brought a very nice show. It's lovely the way they took my cheekiness. See, what I'd like to tell the Irish audience is that the reason my cheeky way of working has worked in Great Britain is, I'm sure, because I'm Irish. There's that little glint in the eye, and I wanted them to see what has made things work for me on the other side of the water. Well, I mean, unless I'm deaf, it went marvelously well. I had to even wait because the laughs were so big. You see, I think as we're now, media has changed in the decade. The whole world has changed. And I describe myself as a singing nun, because I've seen such terrible things. I mean, you get 4-letter words on television, you get frontal news on television at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I'm like a naughty seaside postcard. But you see, I'm live, and they can see me, and they can see the face. It's like a child saying a naughty word for the first time and go, "Oh, did you hear what he said, Mrs.?" But they like it. I think it's knowing your job, really. It's timing. The difference between a dirty joke and a risque joke is timing and style and experience, of course. I've been very lucky to have great experience. I'm wearing this over my old corduroys.
So at the age of 57, La Rue had come home to more success. It was in the old Cork Opera House that he first saw Jimmy O'Dea perform as the dame in a pantomime. And taken to see that show by his mother, Danny La Rue says it was the occasion that made him put on a dress to make his fortune and so much success.
A long, long time of the halls.
Well, finally, one of the experiences you did get in Cork was you seem to have brought out an amazing amount of cousins, relations and so forth to meet you.
Wonderful.
Did that surprise you?
No. Good Catholic families, you see, lots of children, and lots of warmth and friendship. And one of the nicest things that happened tonight, I have, as I said earlier, lots of friends come from Ireland to see me, and I had one dear fan who always comes from Dublin, Dolores, de la Hunty. And people used to say, what a funny name for an Irish girl. So she's lovely. And she said, I've never had a leprechaun given to me. And tonight, a leprechaun arrived on a 3-leaf shamrock. And that'll go all over the world with me. It's wonderful. One of the wee folk welcomed me back.